Trent Alexander-Arnold? Reece James? Diogo Dalot? Even Ben White? Let's face it, none of these guys have hit their stride this season. But while the usual suspects for the title of best right-back have been underwhelming, there's one player quietly redefining the position: Jules Koundé, a player who has taken the right-back role and completely polished up his offensive game to become a true two-way force. But what's changed about Koundé this season? How has he gone from being a dependable centre-back to arguably the most complete right-back in football? The right-back role has come a long way, hasn't it? Back in the day, right-backs were the unsung heroes of the defense. Their job was simple: stay back, mark your winger, and boot the ball upfield when necessary. They weren't expected to be flashy or even noticed. If you didn't hear their name during a game, it probably meant they were doing their job perfectly. But modern football has flipped the script completely. Right-backs are no longer just defenders, they're game changers. Today, the best right-backs are dynamic, multifunctional players who influence every inch of the pitch. They defend, sure, but they also attack, create chances, and even score goals. It's like asking one player to be a defender, a playmaker, and occasionally a winger all at once. Look at someone like Dani Alves, who set the tone for this evolution during his Barcelona days. He wasn't just a fullback, he was a creative engine, linking up with Messi and making defenses miserable. Or, more recently, Trent Alexander-Arnold, basically a quarterback operating out wide, pinging pinpoint crosses, and racking up assists like he's playing FIFA. The modern right-back role is all about versatility. You're expected to track back, win tackles, and block crosses, while driving forward, overlapping wingers, and delivering dangerous balls into the box. The best right-backs can do both, and do it well. But for Koundé, this was entirely different, as he started his career playing as a centre-back. Now, if you remember Sevilla during Koundé's era, they were a team that thrived on structure and defensive organisation. Koundé, at just 21, became an absolute rock in the backline. I mean, this guy wasn't just defending, he was dictating. That's when people started saying, wait a second, this guy is more than a centre-back. But here's the twist. At Sevilla, Koundé wasn't asked to attack. His role was straightforward: defend, organise, and occasionally step up into midfield when the opportunity presented itself. He excelled at that. But you know what's crazy? Even without focusing much on the attacking side of the game, you could see he had the tools, the technique, the decision-making, the composure. It was all there waiting to be unleashed. Now fast forward to Barcelona. When he arrived, most people thought, okay, great, they've signed a world-class centre-back. And yeah, he played there at first. But then something interesting happened. Xavi decided to get creative. He looked at Koundé and thought, this guy is too talented to stay confined to the center of the pitch. So Xavi threw him out wide, asking him to play as a right back. And let's be real, when you're used to playing in the middle of a defense, getting shifted to right back can feel like being thrown into a different sport. But Koundé, man, he adapted like a fish to water. And this is where it gets interesting. Remember how at Sevilla he wasn't tasked with attacking? Well, at Barcelona it's a whole different story. Xavi's system demands more from his fullbacks. They need to bomb forward, provide width, and be involved in build-up play. Koundé not only embraced this challenge, he thrived. You can see the evolution in his game. His passing, which was always great, is now even sharper. He's not just picking out obvious options, he's threading these ridiculous through balls down the line. And defensively, he's still the guy you can count on. He doesn't get caught out of position like some more attack-minded right-backs. It's like he's found this perfect balance between offense and defense. But the craziest part? He's doing all of this while still being a centre-back at heart. You can see that in how he reads the game. When the team's under pressure, he shifts seamlessly back into that central defensive mindset, closing down spaces, organising the backline, and winning duels. It's almost unfair how complete he is. Oh, and let's not forget his aerial ability. Koundé might not be the tallest player on the pitch, but he jumps like he's on a trampoline. This guy was a menace in set-piece situations for Sevilla, and he's carried that over to Barcelona. How many right-backs can you name who are dominant in the air like him? So what we're seeing now is a result of years of refinement. At Sevilla, he laid the defensive foundation. At Barcelona, Xavi has pushed him to unlock the attacking side of his game. And now he's become this hybrid, this Swiss Army knife of a player who can do it all. And you know what makes it even better? Koundé doesn't try to do too much. He's not flashy for the sake of being flashy. He keeps it simple but effective. He knows when to stay back, when to push forward, and when to take risks. That's the kind of intelligence you don't see every day. But this season, he's been different. But before I talk about what changed, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel as it would help us out loads. Now, back to the video. Hansi Flick's tactical approach has proven transformative for players like Jules Koundé into a complete modern defender. Under Flick, Barcelona's build-up transitions from their classic 4-3-3 formation into a dynamic 3-4-3. This shift usually involves Koundé stepping into the midfield from his right-back position to create a temporary back three with the centre-backs. This allows the left-back, typically Alejandro Balde, to push higher up the pitch into advanced areas. The result? A numerical advantage in midfield, shorter passing lanes, and a greater capacity to control possession. Koundé's ability to read the game has flourished under this system, while Flick's emphasis on quick ball progression and fluidity has challenged Koundé to improve his decision-making. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Koundé's development has been his improved football intelligence. Flick's system thrives on versatility, and Koundé's adaptability has made him a standout. A brilliant example of his heightened awareness came during the match against Real Betis. In this game, Koundé demonstrated his sharp decision-making by leaping over the ball to let it roll through to Lamine Yamal. This subtle but crucial dummy pass completely wrong-footed the Betis defense, enabling Yamal to deliver a perfect assist back to Koundé, who then slotted the ball home. This play was a masterclass in timing, spatial awareness, and teamwork, qualities Koundé has embraced under Flick's tutelage. While Koundé's offensive contributions have grown, his bread and butter remains his defensive solidity. Under Flick, Koundé has faced some of the world's most dangerous attackers: Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and Nico Williams, to name a few, and has risen to the occasion each time. Flick's high pressing and compact offensive setup has sharpened Koundé's ability to read the game, whether cutting off passing lanes, timing his tackles to perfection, or holding his ground in one-on-one duels. Koundé has become an impenetrable force. Against Mbappe, his quick recovery speed and positional discipline nullified one of the fastest attackers in the world. Against Vinicius, Koundé used his intelligence to anticipate the Real Madrid winger's movements, often forcing him into less dangerous areas. And against Nico Williams, his physicality and awareness ensured that the athletic Bilbao forward never had an inch of space to exploit. Flick's approach has emphasized versatility, intelligence, and adaptability, all of which align with Koundé's natural skill set. By rotating between defensive and midfield roles during the build-up, Koundé has grown into a more well-rounded player. His ability to defend high up the pitch, contribute to counter-pressing efforts, and even act as a creative outlet in the final third shows how Flick's philosophy has empowered him. Additionally, Flick's insistence on positional fluidity has allowed Koundé to form strong partnerships with teammates like Lamine Yamal. Their on-field chemistry, highlighted by moments like that Real Betis goal, have been a hallmark of Barcelona's attacking play this season. Jules Koundé's journey under Hansi Flick has been nothing short of extraordinary. From a solid defender to a versatile playmaker and tactical asset, Koundé has embraced Flick's philosophy and emerged as one of Barcelona's most indispensable players. But while he has been incredible, he still has some things he can improve on. Don't get me wrong, Koundé has all the tools to be a top-tier defender. His composure, athleticism, and ability to read the game are already at an elite level. But to truly break into the world-class conversation, there are a couple of areas he can fine-tune. Hansi Flick's tactical blueprint is all about dynamism. Fullbacks and defenders aren't just there to defend, they're expected to contribute offensively, especially in transitional play. Under Flick's system, defenders are encouraged to exploit space, push forward, and even find themselves in goal-scoring positions. Koundé, with his athleticism and intelligence, is naturally suited for this approach. This is where he can take a massive leap forward, finishing his chances when they come. Do you remember the Champions League clash against Benfica? That match was a prime example of what Koundé could bring offensively, and also where he fell short. Some minutes into the game, Barcelona were trailing, and Koundé found himself in a golden position to equalize. A nice ball to shoot, right in front of the net, and he missed. It's these moments that define careers. Imagine the narrative if Koundé had scored. He wouldn't just be praised for his defensive efforts, he'd be heralded as a game-changer, a player who steps up when it matters most. To reach that level, Koundé needs to refine his composure in those situations. Defensive players turned goal scorers like Ramos or John Terry made the difference in tight games by delivering in the clutch, practicing set pieces, honing his aerial ability, and working on shooting in high-pressure scenarios could turn him into a true two-way player. Another area where Koundé could elevate his game is his one-on-one dribbling. Sure, as a defender, you don't need to dribble past opponents as often as a winger does, but in modern football, fullbacks and wide defenders are increasingly expected to offer more than just defensive solidity. And when you look at Alejandro Balde, Koundé's teammate on the other side of the pitch, It's clear how impactful a defender with one-on-one dribbling can be. Balde thrives because he's fearless when he takes on opponents. Whether it's a quick burst of pace or a clever feint, Balde has the confidence to beat his man and create space. If Koundé could develop even half of Balde's dribbling prowess, he'd become a nightmare for opposing players. Imagine Koundé driving forward, skipping past a pressing attacker and delivering a pinpoint cross, while threading a through ball to one of Barca's attackers. He already has the physical attributes, the pace, the strength and balance. Now it's about adding that extra bit of flair and confidence. So why focus on these two areas, goal scoring and dribbling? Well, it's simple. Versatility makes players indispensable in today's game. Koundé is already an elite defender, there's no doubt about it. His positioning is sharp, his reading of the game is top-notch, and he's excellent at cutting out danger before it fully develops. But if he can add consistent offensive contributions to his skill set, he transitioned from being just a great defender to an all-round menace. Think about Dani Alves in his prime. Alves wasn't just a defender, he was a playmaker, a goal threat and a leader. Koundé has the potential to reach those heights if he continues evolving his game.
In every match, it's the same. It's the same. It's unbelievable. For me, it's unbelievable. You don't need a VAR with this. But it's a clear penalty. It's a clear penalty.
By embracing his role in systems like Flick's and taking inspiration from teammates like Balde, he could redefine what it means to be a modern defender. But what do you think? Can he be world-class?